Getting to know plants. Go outside and observe all the plants around you. Do you see that some plants are small, some very big, while some are just patches of green on the soil? Some have green leaves while some others have reddish ones. Some have huge red flowers, some have teeny blue ones, while some have none. We do see a variety of plants existing all around us, near our home, in ground, on the way, way, way to all around. Way to us. The school in the parks and garden is not it. Let us get to know the different parts of any plant. This will help us understand the difference between plants of different kinds. Can you label the stem, branch, root, leaf, flower and fruit of the plant shown in figure 7.1? Color the part of the plants. Herbs, shrubs, trees. Activity 1. Look closely at the stem and branches of first a plant much smaller than you, plant that are about your size, and plants which are much taller than you. Feel their stem and try to bend them gently to see if they are tender or hard. Take care that the stem does not break. Use the tall plant to see how thick their stem are. We also need to notice from where the branches grow. In some plants close to the ground or higher up on the stem. We will now group all the plants we observe in table 7.1. Some examples are shown. You can fill column 1, 2 and 3, 4 more plants. Fill column 4 later after studying sections based on disease character. Most plants can be classified into 3 categories: herbs, shrubs and trees. An example of each is shown in figure 7.3. Suggestion: a student can work in a group of 4 5 so that a minimum number of plants are harmed or damaged. You may also with a soft stem for the activities. Do you know what weeds are in crop fields, lawns, or the in pots? Often some unwanted plants or weeds started growing. Have you seen farmers removing these weeds from their fields? Plants with the green and tender stem are called herbs. They are usually short and may not have many branches. Some plants develop branches near base of stem. The stem is hard but not very thick. Such plants are called shrubs. Some plants are very tall and have hard and thick stem. The stem have branches in the upper part much above the ground. Such plants are called trees. Based on our characteristic, can you now classify the plants listed by you and complete column 4 in table 7.1. Paheli wonders what kinds of stem the money plant, interesting growth plant, and grapevine have. Do you observe some of these plants? How are these different from a herb, a shrub, or a tree? Why do you think some of them need support to climb upward? Plants with weak stems that cannot cannot stand upright but spread on the ground are called creepers, while those that take support and climb up are called climbers. These are different from the herbs, shrubs, and trees. Perhaps there are some plants in your school or at home that you take care of. Write down the names of any 2, 3 trees, shrubs, herbs, or creepers growing in your house or a school. Stem. Observe closely the stem of different plant around you. Note down different structure or part borne by the stem. Compare your observation with the heart of your friends What do you find? Stem, bare leaves, branches, birds, flower and fruits. Activity 2. We would require a glass water, red or blue ink, and a soft stem. Pure water to fill 1/3 of glass. Add a few drops of red or blue ink to the water. Cut the base of the stem and put it in the glass as shown in figure 7.6. Observe the setup. Does the color appear in the stem? You will find that the color rises in the stem. If this is kept for a longer period, the color appears in the vines of leaves also. How do you think the color reached there? From this activity, we see that the stem help in upward movement of water. The water and mineral go to leaves and other plants part attached to stem. Leaf. Observe the leaves of some plants around you and draw them in your notebook. Are all the leaves are of same size, shape and color? How are leaves attached to the stem? The part of leaf by which it is attached to the stem is called petiole. The broad green plant of the leaf is called lamina. Lamina. Can you identify these as parts of the leaves in plant around you? Do all the leaves have petiole? Let us go get to know the leaf better by taking its impression. If you thought that leaves cannot shine, here is an activity which make you think again. Activity 3. Put a leaf under a white sheet of paper or a sheet on your notebook. Hold it in place as shown in figure 7.9. Hold your pencil tip sideways and rub it on the portion of the paper having the leaf below it. Did you get an impression with some lines in it? Are they similar to those on the leaf? This is line on the leaf are called vines. Do you see the permeation line in the middle of the leaf? This is the mid ribs. The design made by vines in a leaf is called the leaf veneration. If the design is net on both sides of mid ribs, the veneration is reticular in the leaf. leaves or grasses. You might have seen that the vines are parallel to one another. These are parallel Venation. Observe the Venation in as many leaves as you can without removing them from the plant. Draw the pattern and write names of some plant having reticular and parallel venation. Shall we now find out some of the functions of a leaf? Activity 4. We will require a herb to transparent polythene bags and threads. Do this activity during daytime on a sunny day, usually well-weathered plant that has been growing in the sun enclose a leafy branch of the plant in a polythene cover and tie up its mouth as shown in figure 7.11. Tie up the mouth of another empty polythene cover and keep it also in the sun. After few hours, observe the inner surface of the covers. What do you see are droplets there? Any droplets of water? How do you think they got there? Do not forget to remove the polythene bag after the activity. Water comes out of leaf in form of vapor by a process called transpiration. Plant release a lot of water into the air through this process. Will we learn more about this chapter in chapter 14? Why did tie a cover around the leaves? Would we have seen the water evaporate if we had not tried polythene cover that makes the water appear on the polythene? In chapter 5, we noticed water change into different forms of our activity. Can you think of this name? The process that make the drop appear. Polythene cover leaves also have another function. Let we study this. Activity 5. We would require a leaf split, a breaker, test tube, burner, water, a watch glass, and iodine solution. For this activity. Take a leaf in test tube and pure spirit. Completely immerse the leaf. about science, the activity involved the spreading in advice that the determination by the teacher in class. Now place the test tube in a breaker half filled with water. Heat the breaker till all the green color from the leaf comes out into the spirit in the test tube. Take out the leaf carefully and wash it in water. Place it on a glass and pour some iodine solution over it. Uh, what do you observe? Compare your observation with those done in chapter 2 when you tested food for presence of different nutrients. Does this mean that the leaf has starch in it? In chapter 2 we saw that a slice of raw potato also shows the presence of starch. Potatoes get this starch from their leaves and store it. Leaves prepare their food in presence of sunlight and a green colored substance present in them. For this they also use water and carbon dioxide. This process called photosynthesis. Oxygen is given out in this process. The food prepared by leaves and ultimately get stored in different parts of plant that we have seen. The stem supplies supplies leaf with water. The leaf uses the water to make food. The leaves also lose the water through transpiration. How do the stem and leaves get water? That is where root come in. Root look at figure 7.3. Who do you think is watering their plant correctly? Paheli or Bhojo? Why? Which which part of plant is in soil? Let us learn more about this part of from the following activities. Activity 6. You would require to put some soil, khurpi, blade, or a pair of scissors and water. This activity is to be done in groups and 4 to 5 students select 2 plants of the same kind from an open ground and dig them out with roots. Take care that their root do not break. Plant one of them in pot. A cut of the root from the other plant and plant it in pot. Be water them regularly. Observe the plants after a week. Are both plants healthy? Both the plants are watered regularly, but one is without root is not. Does this activity help you understand an important function of the root? Let us do an activity to study another function of root. Activity 7. We would require the seed of gram and maize, cotton, wool, katori, and some water. Take a katori, place some wet cotton in them, put 3 or 4 seed of gram in one and maize in the other. Keep the cotton wet and sprinkling water every day until the fruit have grown into young plant. After a week, try to separate the young plant from the cotton. While it is easy to separate the cotton from the roots, why in activity 6 we could not pull out the plant from the soil, right? We dug them out. This is because root help in holding the plant firmly to the soil. They anchor the plant to the soil. You have seen that there are different kinds of stem leaves. Do not the roots also show a variety. Let us find out. Activity 8. Study figure 7.16 and carefully now look at the roots of gram plants you have pulled out from the cotton in the previous activity. Do they look like the roots shown in figure 7.16 or those in figure 7.16? How about the roots of maize plant? Write gram or maize in the blank spaces in the figure. After matching the roots with the, the figure. In what way are the roots of gram and maize similar? In what way they different? They are seem to be two different types of root, is not it? There are also other types of root. Let us find out activity 9. Go to an important and open ground where many wild plants are growing. A few, dig out a few vase the soil of the root and observe them. Do you find that all of them have either the kind of roots shown in figure 7.17 or in uh, for root of the kind sown? The main root is called taproot, and the smaller root are called lateral root. Plant with as sown do not have main root. Are all root seem similar, and these are called fibrous root. Separate plant. You have collected two groups. In group A, put those that have taproot, and in group B, those that have the fibrous roots. Look at the leaves of the plants in group. What kind of vegetation do they have? What kind of vegetation do you see for the plants of B group? Do you notice that leaf vegetation, the type of roots in a plant are related in? Related in a very interesting way. In table 7.2, can you match the type of leaf vegetation and the type of roots for some plants you have studied in all activities so far? We have learned that root of your water minerals from the soil and the stem conducts this to leaves and other parts of the plants. The leaves prepare food. This food travels through the stem and stored in different parts of plant. We eat some of this is as a root like carrot, radish, sweet potato, pumpkin, and tropical. We also eat many other parts of plant where food is stored with two ways of wage traffic. Write the name of mineral that goes up in the stem and that which comes down in the next section. We will study about the structure of flower. Bhuji has a brilliant idea. If he wanted to know what kind of root a plant has, he need not pull it out. He just has to look at its leaves. Flower. You are soon three branches of our rose rose. Which one will help you best to recognize the plant? Which color did you use for the flower? Are all flower colorful? Have you ever seen flower on grass, wheat, maize, mango, or guava? Or are those brilliantly colored? Let us study a few flowers. When choosing flower to study, avoid the marigold, chrysanthemum, and sunflower. You will learn in higher classes that they are not single flower but group of flowers. Activity 10. We would require one bird and two fresh flower each of any of the flowing deltas: China rose, mustard, brinjal, ladyfinger, kulmohar, also a blade, a glass slide, or a sheet of paper, a magnifying glass, and water. Observe figure 7.20 carefully. Look at the continuous part of the open flower and called sepal. Take a flower and observe its petal and sepals. Now answer the following questions. How many sepals does it have? Are they joined together? What are colors of the petals and the sepals? How many petals does the flower have? And are they joined to one another or they are they separate the, do the flowers with giant sepal have petal that are separated two are they also joined together fill the table based on the observation of the whole class. Add observation to this table from a field trip or to a locality where there are plants with flowers. Fill the last two columns later to see the inner part of the flowers clear. You have to cut it open if its petals are joined. For example, in deltas and other bell-shaped flower, the petals have to be cut lengthwise and separate out so that the inner part can be seen clearly. Remove the sepal petal to see other part. Study the figure to carefully compare to flower with the illusion and identify stamens and petals. Flower look at figure 7.23 carefully. It shows different kinds of stamens present in different flower. Can you recognize two parts of stamen in flower? How many stamen are there in your flower? Drag on stamen and label its parts. The innermost part of the flower is called pistil. If you cannot see it completely, remove the remaining stamens. Identify the parts of the pistil with the help of figure 7.24. Draw a neat labeled diagram of the pistil of your flower. Activity 11. Let us now study structure of ovary. It is lowermost and ovary it is the lowermost and swollen part of the pistil. We will cut this part to study what is inside. Look at figure 25a and be carefully to understand how to cut ovary of a flower. Cut the very different ways as shown in figure 7.25 to prevent them to drying. Put a drop of water on each of the two pieces of the tree you have cut. Try to observe the inner part of the lens, lens, part of using a lens. You see some small bed like a structure inside the ovary. They are called ovules. Draw and level the inner parts of the ovary in your notebook. Try to find out the name of as many flowers as in you can by asking the gardener or any other person. Remember not to pickle more flowers than you need based on what you have filled in table 7.3. Answer the following question. Do all flowers have sepal, petal, stamen, and pistil? Are there flowers that do not have one or more of these? Are there flowers which have parts other than this? Did you find any flower which has no difference between sepal and petals? Did you find any four in which the number of stamens is different from the number of petals? Do you now agree that the structure of the flower is not always the same? The number of sepals, petals, stamens, and pistil may also be different in different flowers. Some of these parts may even be absent at time. We have studied some feature and function of the leaves and root. We studied the structure of different flowers. We learn about the functions of the flower in higher classes. We will also learn about fruit in higher classes. Keywords: climber, conductor, creeper, fibrous root, herbs, lamina, lateral root, midrib, ovule, parallel venation, petal, photosynthesis, pistil, reculate venation, sepals, rose, stem, taproot, transpiration, trees, veneers. Summary: plants are usually grouped into herbs, shrubs, and trees based on their high nature of stem and branches. The stem bears leaves, flowers, and fruits. Leaves usually has a petal and lamina. The pattern of veiny on the leaf is called venation. It can be reculate or pedular. Leaves give out water vapor through the process of transpiration. Green leaves make their food by the process of photosynthesis using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight. Root absorb water and minerals from the soil. They also ensure the plant firmly in the soil. Roots are mainly of two types: taproot or fibrous root plant having leaves and regulate venation have taproot, while plants having leaves with parallel venation have fibrous root. The stem conducts water from roots to the leaves and food from leaves to other parts of the plants. The parts of a flower are sepals, petals, stamen and pistils. Thank you. Bye bye.